Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Star Wars Battlefront 3 might be a real possibility. You see, it's rare that gamers are able to come together. Well, for something positive anyways. Usually when gamers are uniting, it's against something that they perceive as an injustice in the gaming industry. One such instance of this was around the launch of Star Wars Battlefront 2 and EA's decision to not only include loot crates, but make them such an important part of the game that many people felt that it was veering into pay-to-win territory, with weapons and heroes locked behind these microtransactions. This all came to an inflection point when, in an attempt to defend itself, the EA community team left an infamous comment on a Reddit post complaining about Darth Vader being locked behind a loot box even after players spent $80 on a copy of the game. The EA community team's comment read, "The intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment for unlocking different heroes. As for costs, we selected initial values based upon data from the open beta and other adjustments made to milestone rewards before launch. Among other things, we're looking at average per player credit earn rates on a daily basis, and we're making constant adjustments to ensure that players have challenges that are compelling, rewarding, and of course, attainable via gameplay. We appreciate the candid feedback and the passion the community has put forth around the current topics here on Reddit, our forums, and across numerous social media outlets. Our team will continue to make changes and monitor community feedback and update everyone as soon and as often as we can." Yeah, that didn't go over very well. The comment currently has over 668,000 downvotes and holds a record for the most downvoted comment of all time. I'll be honest, after this controversy, the game was as good as dead to me. I'm not really interested in grinding out heroes and weapons. Skins is one thing, like, you can put those in a loot crate or a battle pass, and I really don't care. But I'm just not interested in paying to progress or to be, competitive. So with that, I never really thought about the game again. Until this weekend, when I saw the internet was coming together in an attempt to drive up the player count for Battlefront 2 in the hopes that EA or Disney would see that there's a demand for a Battlefront 3. But how did we go from the internet clowning on EA's comments to the internet clamoring for a sequel? For that answer, I'll quote an IGN review of Battlefront 2 by David Jagnew from 2019, 2 years after the game initially came out. Quote, "Shortly before Battlefront 2 officially launched in 2017, it was filled with egregious microtransactions that were not only greedy, but disruptive to the game as a whole. If you didn't want to grind for hours to unlock playable heroes, and you had to pay actual money, star card upgrades were locked behind similar time sinks and paywalls that made multiplayer feel like more of a chore than a game. Thankfully, EA listened to feedback and removed those just ahead of launch, but the grinding progression remained. Fast forward a couple years, though, and all of that's now been removed as well. Today, the only things that you can buy are cosmetics like new outfits and emotes, so there's no hint of pay to win in play. Star cards are completely gone. Leveling is now based on linear XP gains, and all heroes are open from the beginning. Alternatively, you can earn these cosmetics through loot boxes you can't pay for. It's a good, fair system, and thankfully entirely separate from progression. That makes these boxes exciting to open because the cosmetics don't come at the cost of character upgrade and unlocks. Or if you buy upgrade to the Celebration Edition of Battlefront 2, every paid cosmetic, emote, and victory pose is unlocked from the very beginning." Close quote. But what's the gameplay like? I downloaded the game to have a look myself, and the first thing I noticed was this game is really beautiful. Even on my Xbox Series S, it feels like you're running through the movie sets, and it looks very true to life. It's also extremely fun. The time to kill is reasonably short, as is the time to respawn, which is great because I'm not very good at this game, which means I die a lot. You're able to play as any hero right off the bat, but you need to earn points within a match to be able to spend on said heroes. Obviously, the better players have first dibs on the top tier heroes, and those will be spoken for most of the time, but there are lower level heroes who don't cost as much that you can choose from if you wish to have a bit more power than a low level clone trooper, stormtrooper, droid, or rebel provides. I did get to play as Rey, which was cool, though I wish she had her yellow lightsaber, but that's fine. Also, again, I suck, so I died pretty quickly. Then I ran into the Emperor at one point, and he flew and shot lightning, which is equal parts goofy and terrifying. Battlefront reminded me of what I loved most about Star Wars. That at times it can be a deep and moving property with adult themes, like how far you'd be willing to go to bring about the world that you believe should exist. You know, think Lutheran's speech in season one of Andor. And then other times, Yoda is doing a 360 backflip with a lightsaber. Like the Force, this franchise is all about finding balance. One of the major reasons I believe the Battlefront 2 is regaining popularity is the high quality of the TV show Andor, a prequel series to Rogue One that touches on what members of the Rebel Alliance were forced to do and sacrifice in order to take down the Empire. This show did so much good for the franchise that people who had otherwise checked out of the series were back in. That, coupled with the inclusion of Star Wars characters in Fortnite, made people want to go back and play a Star Wars specific multiplayer game. The fact that the team that took over the live service aspect was able to rehabilitate the game into the current state is very impressive, and speaks to the fact that a Battlefront 3 done right from the beginning really has the opportunity to become the definitive multiplayer Star Wars game. So, do I think that Battlefront 3 is possible? With a surge of players coming to an 8-year-old game and enjoying it, I actually do believe that it's possible, especially if this trend holds for an extended period of time. I don't know if DICE will be the team to do it, and it seems like many of the developers that were part of the live service aspect have moved on, but surely Disney can find a developer that would be excited to attempt to bring the fans what they want. Also, I know that Andor doesn't really fit in with the tone of Battlefront, but they should totally add Dedra and Cyril as playable heroes. Not because either of them are great at combat, but because I think it would be kind of funny. Maybe Mon Mothma, for good measure. Let her get into the action, not just like the politics. I don't know. Let me know what you think about the movement to bring about Battlefront 3, and let me know if you've been playing Battlefront 2 yourself, and if so, what do you think? Thanks so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, please subscribe. Make sure you check out our other channels, which include Those Fake Nerds, which has nerd pop culture news videos almost every single day, our Wiki Sports channel, and our podcasting channel, Better Radio. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.